I want to talk about dry eye glasses and goggles, what they are, how they work, and so on. But first, I want to talk about whether they're relevant for you. Now, if you have severe dry eye symptoms, if your symptoms tend to get worse as the day goes on, if there comes this point where eye drops are just barely helping or maybe not at all, if you feel like your eyes are done before the day is over, if you feel like you are losing parts of your life because you were just too uncomfortable to do some of the things you used to do, if you are constantly aware of your eyes, if it sounds like I'm describing your experience and you're not already using dry eye glasses, this is definitely the time to be considering it. Now, there are also other people that might want to consider dry eye glasses. Here's some examples. Suppose you're doing okay overall, but you're using a lot more eye drops than you want to, and you're kind of hoping for a way to cut back on those. Or maybe you're doing okay a lot of the year, but you get these really bad flare-ups in the winter. Or you fluctuate a lot. There's good days when you hardly think about your eyes at all. But there's also bad days that are really bad, and your toolbox just does not seem to be serving you well enough on the bad days. Or maybe you're symptomatic only in certain environments or doing certain things. Maybe you're okay inside but not outside. Maybe you're okay most of the time, but you can't be on a computer more than 15 minutes without getting super uncomfortable. Maybe it's about shopping. Going into big box stores is a huge problem. These are all scenarios that dry eye glasses may be relevant for. So, what are dry eye glasses? And first, I want to clarify that I'm talking about daytime dry eye glasses, like what I'm wearing here, okay? This is not about shields and goggles and things that people wear at night while they're sleeping. That's a completely different category. Unfortunately, both categories tend to get referred to as moisture chambers, so it can get a little bit confusing. But when I say dry eye glasses or moisture chamber glasses, I mean optical products with optical quality lenses that you see through. They could be clear or tinted or plano or prescription, expensive, cheap, whatever. Their defining feature is that they enclose your eyes somehow. So we could be talking about actual goggles, like motorcycle goggles. We could be talking about safety goggles that go on over your glasses. We could be talking about sports sunglasses with a curved frame and a foam lining, or a removable foam gasket like these ones, or glasses sold specifically for dry eye, like the Sienna ones I'm wearing right now with the soft silicone shields. There's lots of other possibilities, including do-it-yourself. I've seen glasses lined with weather stripping. People who are in pain often get pretty creative. So how do dry eye glasses work? What's the big idea? A moisture chamber, or an enclosed space around your eyes, does two things. It's about keeping something out and keeping something in. First, they keep out moving air. Obviously, outdoors, that's going to be wind, but we've got a lot of moving air indoors, too. Heat, air conditioning, ceiling vents, fans, forced air heaters, space heaters, and so on. Even just the movement of air when you're walking across the room. Moisture chambers keep all that movement away from your eyes. Second, they keep in moisture. The moment you put on a pair of protective eyewear, your body heat starts ramping up the humidity in this chamber, the enclosed space in front of your eyes. That humidity is going to quickly get higher than any room humidifier could take it. And you don't have to have a skin-tight seal all the way around to achieve high humidity. Some people may need a close seal. They've got hypersensitivity or extreme dryness, but not everyone. Any amount of coverage is better than no coverage. So how do dry eye glasses help? It's all about comfort management. It's about incremental improvement to eye comfort so that you're not constantly aware of your eyes or thinking about your eyes. Some people with moisture chambers experience a pretty dramatic difference. For others, it's just more like taking the edge off. For me, it tends to be like going from a 7 to a 4. This is what I reach for when I start noticing my eyes, or when the little hygrometer on my desk tells me, hey, it's dry in here. It's not magic. It's not a cure. It's not for everyone. But I gotta say, with my 20 plus years of experience in this field, I feel like I can say with confidence that dry eye glasses are the single most predictable way I know to improve comfort for most people with runaway dry eye symptoms, regardless of diagnosis and regardless of their treatment regimen. Different people use dry eye glasses different ways at different times in their journey. For one person, it might be the crutch that they needed to get through a really difficult first year or two with dry eye, especially when they're working through treatments and haven't settled down to something. Later, maybe they just keep them around for the occasional bad day. For another person, it might be a long-term tool that they always use when they're on the computer. For another, they may never go outside without protective glasses. There's so much stuff out there for dry eye these days. Treatments and prescription drugs and devices and home care and drops. How many things are there that we can do for our eyes that have a high probability of helping us feel better soon, and that aren't diagnosis dependent, and that are cheap and easy to try? Not a lot. So if you are persistently uncomfortable and no treatment so far has given you enough improvement to your comfort on a predictable basis, you really should try this. If you're in pain, you've got nothing to lose by trying. We have lots of information about various dry eye glasses options on our site at dryshop.com. We sell some of them. We're happy to point you to others that we don't stock. And I'm sure you can find many more on your own once you know what to look for. My bottom line is just, I want people who are struggling to know that this is a viable option, because not everyone has an eye specialist that understands the purely practical role of protective glasses, or that would be likely to recommend them to these people who keep coming back and back for more treatments. Thanks for listening, and if we can be of any help, please reach out to the Dry Eye Shop.